Well, and let's talk about, again, brands operating in this health, wellness, sustainability space, because the consumers of those brands have different expectations, like transparency, authenticity. So let's talk a little bit about what can brands do to really communicate their story in a way, or however they're doing their communication. How can they engage people so people can feel like they know them, that they like them, and that they trust them?
It's an important question because it's really one of those, how do we define businesses in our current age and going forward? To get to the know, like, trust is so critical to use the right communication strategies. You can have the most brilliant product, the most amazing service, the most groundbreaking book. But if there isn't a way to engage people at the personal, emotional level, it starts to fall apart. The real thing that's important is to learn to communicate in ways that really engage people. What does that mean? We historically would just say, okay, show the pie chart, show the data, show the 5 benefits in a list. Today, people want to hear the story. Today, people want to understand the example. Today, they're not only going to read your ad, they're going to do a Google search. They're not only going to want to hear what you say about the product, your brand is going to be dictated a lot through social media about what other people say about your product. And so to get to the know, like, trust is not something that you entirely control just from within your own entrepreneurial work or your own brand, but it's going to be dictated by so much more. And because of that, what do you have to do? On a daily basis, you have to ask yourself, am I getting the emotions right? If you get the emotions right, you get the business right. But the challenge is, how do we say, this is our emotional strategy? And it comes down to that, saying, okay, here are the emotions we can focus on. Here's the ones we're going to do and do them exceptionally well.
If you're a company and you are passionate about what you're doing, you feel that you are bringing a product or service to the world that is more than just that product or service. It has a bigger context around the lifestyle that goes with it. So how you're communicating this, how you are creating this kind of sense of belonging, I think is a really important feature. And you know, the world has changed so much, just in the last few years, in terms of marketing and what consumers' expectations are. And of course, all of the millennial generations, like anybody, you know, under 35, they're so cynical and jaded about being sold to and being advertised at, and the number of marketing messages coming at them. So I think this kind of much more empathic storytelling, personalizing it, showing the bigger context, how you can get involved, how this will help you enhance your life, how the values that you believe in or that you aspire to, you know, we're part of all of that. We fit into that picture and we stand for that. The thought leaders in this market segment, this is the approach that they're taking and should take.
Most certainly. I think the biggest mindset shift, though, and it's hard for a lot of companies, whether they're entrepreneurial, 3-person startups or 10,000 employees, is this idea that customers are not just simply buyers of a list. But what you're really trying to do is create an emotional tribe. You have this sense of people who feel part of your company's success. If you talk to people who rave about a particular brand, whether it's in clothing, whether it's in food or dietary, or even something like a television or a car, they don't just talk about it in terms of, oh, there are excellent features here. They talk about it for the emotional experience it gives them, and they really get excited when they talk about other people who have the same thing and who share in it with them. That tribe mentality is really the key.
And you know, when I think about that, I think about the kinds of things that excite me is brands who want to create an immersive experience for their tribes, where all the values, all of the attributes, all of the kind of behaviors and activities that go along with their brand, they're thought leaders for, and they have a distinct personality about how they're standing for it. When I say immersive experiences, that means all the touch points where your tribe would be seeking information, input, connection, activity, resources, all of those things, all of those touch points, all of those places that have to do with those values, you're there meeting them with an offering. And not necessarily an offering for sale, but you're providing something. You're occupying the space. You're saying, here we are, this is what we believe in, and we're walking our talk.
I agree. I think the time will come soon where companies rely less on the advertising, video, and marketing that they themselves create, and they're going to rely more and more on what their emotional tribe creates for them. The videos that they can post to the company's website about how much they love the product, testimonials that talk about the meaning and impact that that product had in their own life. Nothing's more powerful. And again, back to the idea of story being compelling, that's what other potential buyers, potential consumers, people figuring out are they part of the tribe are going to be attracted to.